It's really refreshing to have a game with zero tutorials and zero dialogue. It really helps me feel more immersed in the game. Animal Well's graphics utilize light and color really well, giving the game a surreal and vivid feel. Each room feels like a work of art. Light fluctuates depending on what room you're in and where you are in that room, creating some cool effects. This game also has this really cool misty, smoky, wispy effect that I haven't really seen before. Gives things a real ghostly vibe. The graphics kind of remind me of Celeste, except I can't play 5 seconds of Celeste without being force-fed some crap about how Celeste has generalized anxiety disorder and needs to call her mom. I don't want to be confronted by my mental health issues. That's why I play video games, is to escape the harsh realities of life. Playing Celeste is like talking to your toxic friend who likes tarot cards and is all about body positivity. Animal Well is like chilling with your really cool friend, and you guys don't talk very much when you hang out, but you don't need to. The silence feels comfortable and conveys more emotions than any words could. Everything in this game, from the game engine to the game design, were all done by the developer Billy Basso, making it a true indie game. It's very clear how much of a labor of love this game was for Billy. Each minute detail is very lovingly crafted. I've never felt so much confidence in a game designer. It feels like everything has a purpose, down to the last pixel. New mechanics and puzzles are presented to you consistently, making the game feel fresh and interesting. New mechanics are often intermingled with old ones. The game flows really well. I never felt like I got stuck and had to check the map too often or backtrack in places I'd already been. The puzzles feel new and fresh relative to other Metroidvania games. The puzzles require me to think in a way that I haven't while playing video games in a while. It feels like I'm playing Luigi's Mansion for the first time, where the puzzles are very well integrated into the world, and solving them feels like you yourself as a person are progressing with the way you think. You are getting smarter as you play. When I enter a room, a puzzle feels unsolvable, but slowly becomes possible with a little exploration and trial and error. This game is advertised as a Metroidvania, but it feels like something else because of its huge emphasis on puzzles. There's not a lot of conventional enemies in this game like in other Metroidvanias. When there is an enemy, it's something like this huge ostrich that you don't really defeat, but find clever ways to avoid. It even feels wrong to call these things enemies because they're just animals doing what animals do. Animals aren't evil. The animals feel like part of the world, which justifies the title. There's hedgehogs that hurt you, chinchillas that waddle, birds that fly, ostriches that stick their face in the ground, mouses that run, and chameleons that eat you. You use animals that are just going about their business in puzzles and different scenarios. The animals are very well integrated into the puzzles. It's an animal well, and while playing the game, you kind of learn what that means through the wonderful puzzles and graphics. These new and interesting mechanics feel different from a lot of other games. Every game's got wall jumping and swords and guns and dashing and upgrades. In Animal Well, the items you collect are toys. You can shoot bubbles and jump on them. You've got a yo-yo that you can reach things with, a slinky that slinks. All of it feels incredibly real, like you really are just a blob in a well full of animals. I really love indie games like this. Just goes to show you don't need a $60 price tag to be fun, new, and interesting. Some of my fondest gaming memories have been had while playing these indie games. The synthy sound effects in this game just feel so crunchy and bouncy in the best way. They're the kind of sound effects that I could still hear in my head hours after putting the game down. This is the kind of game with excellent game design that teaches you what to do without the use of tutorials or dialogue. The static screen-by-screen gameplay helps every room feel like an individual puzzle. The camera focuses on the whole room, allowing you to see the whole layout and leaving you to try and decipher where to go and what to do and how to solve each puzzle. Because of this and the use of colors, each room becomes very memorable and helps you from getting lost. Animal Well utilizes darkness to accentuate the luminous graphics and enhance the puzzles. Sometimes you'll enter a room and you have a limited view because of the darkness. The game has equipped you with multiple ways of illuminating your surroundings. You can light up the room with different abilities like the firecracker, the yo-yo, or even the flute that you get. And the game doesn't tell you every function of each item. Instead, it allows you to experiment and discover its uses for yourself. This gives each tool a versatility outside of the area you found it in and the puzzles designated for it. A A lot of the puzzles and traversal challenges can be accomplished by using different items in different ways. This all feels really deliberate and thought out. It's not like in Breath of the Wild where there's multiple ways to do a shrine, but in the end it feels unsatisfying, like you took the easy way out. Here it feels like you're constantly discovering the world and new abilities. A lot of the secrets in this game feel like actual secrets, like in the original Metroid. A lot of things in this game feel very streamlined, so there's zero fluff. Things like short load times when you die, so there's very little time when you're not playing the game. Also simple menus that are easy to navigate, and saving that feels relatively short compared to other Metroidvania games. Nothing takes more than 2 seconds. Even the lack of dialogue helps the game feel more streamlined. All of this helps with your overall immersion and engagement in the game. In total, it took me about 7 hours to complete this game, and I was engaged and entertained the whole time. There was never any low points. Even after completing the game, I know there's a lot of secrets I have yet to find. If you're a fan of Metroidvania games or indie games or games in general, I would recommend you play Animal Well. Thanks for watching.